A summer of reflection and recruitment. The months leading up to the new season offered Nutmeg's players a well-deserved break from football. They were free to relax and recharge, but as with every season, their choices during this downtime would directly affect their position in the squad. While the players enjoyed their holidays, manager Mark Thompson stayed busy. He spent countless hours scouting for fresh talent and strengthening the team. By the time preseason preparations began, Mark had brought in 12 new signings, including one notable player from rival club Spartans. These acquisitions either bolstered the starting lineup or added valuable depth to the squad. However, no one's position was safe. Mark had priorities for certain positions, but he made it clear. Players who returned from the break out of shape would see their status change quickly. Preseason friendlies. Nutmeg kicked off their preseason in mid-May with 5 friendlies to prepare for the coming campaign. The matches were a mixed bag of results. They started on a shaky note with a defeat, but soon found their rhythm, claiming narrow victories and showcasing moments of promise. Though they suffered another setback in the 4th game, they ended their preseason campaign on a high note with a dominant and confidence-boosting 5-1 victory. Despite the ups and downs, the team looked ready as they turned their attention to the first league match against FC Swell on July 15, 2029. The league begins. The much-anticipated first league match finally arrived, and Nutmeg faced FC Swell. The opening 45 minutes were tense, with both teams struggling to break the deadlock. As the halftime whistle blew, the players returned to their dressing rooms still confident they could win the game. The breakthrough came 23 minutes into the second half when Javencio Reisel scored the first goal for Nutmeg. From there, the team pressed on, and a late goal sealed the 2-0 victory, marking a strong start to the season. A dominant run. Over the next 4 matches, Nutmeg proved their quality. They went on a scoring spree, netting an impressive 16 goals while conceding just 5. Victories came in convincing fashion, including scorelines of 5-2, 5-2, 3-0, and 3-1. The team's momentum was halted in the first game of August, where they were held to a 0-0 draw against KFC. However, they quickly recovered, marking the halfway point of the season with a decisive 3-0 win against Spartans. At this stage, Nutmeg had yet to lose a game. The question now was, could they keep this unbeaten run alive? 5 more games. Nutmeg's strong form carried into the next 5 matches, where they faced familiar opponents. Despite the challenges, the team remained undefeated, extending their unbeaten streak to 12 games. With consistent performances, Nutmeg firmly secured a spot in the top 4, ensuring qualification for the semifinals, just as in previous seasons. Semifinals on the horizon. After completing their 13th league match, Nutmeg faced an additional challenge, an OFC Champions League qualifier. This saw the team travel to Niue to play against Alofi. Unfortunately, the trip turned into a disappointment, as Nutmeg returned home with a crushing 1-5 defeat. Their struggles continued in the final league match of the season. Nutmeg suffered their first league defeat, losing 2-5 to KFC. With the semifinals just 4 weeks away, the team needed to regain their momentum. To rebuild confidence, Mark scheduled a friendly match, and Nutmeg responded well, securing a 2-1 victory. The semifinals. December arrived, and so did the highly anticipated semifinal against Spartans, a team Nutmeg had already beaten twice this season, with a combined score of 6-1. Nutmeg started well, scoring the opening goal of the match. However, their lead was short-lived as Spartans equalized just 7 minutes later. The second half brought more drama. Spartans struck twice, pulling ahead 3-1. Nutmeg fought back with a goal to make it 3-2, but Spartans responded almost immediately, scoring again to make it 4-2, with only 20 minutes left on the clock. Nutmeg managed to find another goal late in the game, but by then, time had run out. The referee's whistle confirmed the final score, a 4-3 defeat. It was another heartbreaking loss for Nutmeg, who once again fell short of the trophy they so desperately desired. Season recap. Success or failure? For much of the season, Nutmeg had been exceptional. They remained unbeaten in the league until the final match and reached the semifinals once again. However, in this league's structure, winning the finals was all that truly mattered, and finishing on top during the season meant little without a championship trophy. Their performance in the OFC Champions League also ended in disappointment, with the team unable to progress beyond the qualifiers. For manager Mark Thompson, it was a season of reflection. Despite his efforts to strengthen the squad with new signings, the team had fallen short. Was he still the right man for the job? Should he step aside and let someone else take the reins? Or should he continue and try to make it happen next season? These were the questions Mark now faced as he looked toward the next 6 months. While the fans largely celebrated the team's success, Mark questioned himself deeply. He knew he had time to reflect and to find the answers he needed.